Hi guys, and welcome to Diving Down Under. In this episode, we're going to be looking at Flinders Pier. Now, Flinders Pier is one of my all-time favourite dive sites. Why? Well, because it's easy to navigate, it's pretty chilled out, and there is a lot of marine life, like weedy sea dragons, who have significant numbers down in this area. Now, Flinders Pier is located at the southeast side of Melbourne, about an hour and a half from the CBD. Maximum depth? Around about 6 meters, so make sure your qualification allows you to dive to that depth. Now, I've given the Flinders Pier a star rating for various categories. It got 5 stars for car parking, simply because the car park is pretty big. It has its own toilet block, which can double up as a changing room, so it makes it pretty good for getting changed into your gear. Now, the ease of entry is 5 stars because it's on a platform that is pretty much level or under the water at the time. So giant striding off is a breeze. Coming back, we just float back onto it. Dead easy. Now it got 4 stars for navigation, simply because the wreck at the end requires a basic understanding of compass use or using a dive reel. Now the current swell is 4 stars again, because there can be a slight current there, but usually it's nothing to worry about. And things to see, well, there is a lot to see. So it's a great dive site. So here's the map of Flinders Pier. As you can see on the left is the car park in blue, the entry exit point in yellow, and the former wreck in red. Now I say former because there's a picture of it. That's pretty much what's left. Yeah. Now when you're ready, if you make your way over to the yellow entry and exit point, once you've jumped in, you've done your buddy checks obviously, you've descended, want to follow the purple line to the ladder that is in black, keeping the pylons or the supports on your left shoulder. As you can see in this video, I'm keeping between the 2 supports of the pier. Now obviously there are more to my right, but as you can see on to the left now middle of the screen is the ladder. Now I'll just zoom in on that a bit for you. Once you get to the ladder, we make a long left 90-degree turn, and this leads us up to the neck of the pier. Now keep your eyes peeled on this part, guys, because you can see things like stingrays, cowfish, nudibranchs, toadies, quite a lot of marine life, of course, weedy sea dragons. I saw these 2 on my dive this morning. Once you get to the top, you can make, as you can see, the pier opens up. Now you can have a good look round this top piece. Keep your eyes peeled again, because everything hides in the weeds when they see you coming, so you've got to keep your eyes peeled. Once you've had a good look round and you're ready to go to the wreck, make your way to the very end pylon or support. As you can see with this video, in a second, there we go, we want to take a 90-degree bearing from this support here, level with the pier, towards the wreck. Now today, the visibility was actually really good, and you can almost see the wreck from the pier, which makes it so much easier to navigate. If the visibility is pretty terrible, which it can get from time to time in Flinders due to the storms, conditions, things like that, because it's not sheltered by the bay, it's open to the elements, a dive reel is a very handy thing to have. You can tie it around the pylon of the pier and take a 90-degree out with your reel, and you always have a place to come back to. Now I'm just going to show you from the wreck, from the back of the wreck up to the front part, which is the post there. As you can see, there's not a lot left of it. It's all very deteriorated. There's still nooks and crannies, and quite a lot of fish and marine life like to hang around this area. So again, keep your eyes peeled. There's still a lot of nooks and crannies where octopus sometimes hide, and you can sometimes see schools of fish. So yeah, it's pretty good. You can see little things like this, which is obviously part of the wreck at some point. As for what, please leave in the comments below if you have any idea what that was for. Help everyone else out a bit. So once you've reached the end of the wreck, which is obviously this bit here, we can head back to the pier, which if you had your reel out, you can reel back in, or obviously take your 90 degrees from the wreck back to the pier. Once we get to the pier, we want to follow this purple line, keeping the supports to our left shoulder. This way we can see everything. If we've come up on the left and we're going back on the left, we see a lot more, like these weedy sea dragons, for example. pretty majestic. Please guys, don't touch them. Just let them swim along and they'll be quite happy. And here's the old engine block, which again look into, because sometimes octopus and things do hide in its little nooks and crannies and through the cylinder heads and things like that, so take a good look around it. That's pretty cool. Then we can head on and swim back. Now, this is all from one dive. All these photos and videos are all from this one dive. This was a school of fish, excuse me, on the way back, just quite happily hanging around in the weed gardens. So, it's awesome. Now, night diving here as well, guys, is absolutely excellent. It really is. But if you haven't night dived before, I very, very highly recommend you take it as a speciality. Simply because night diving brings a lot more inherent risks, and you need to know how to handle them risks, and even things like communicating can be very difficult at night. But this dive site is just as good at night. In fact, it's better at night than it is in the day. Now, as you can see here, on the way back, here is the ladder we saw when we came in. When we see the ladder, we want to make a nice long 90-degree turn to the right. And we see something like this. It's just a mass of pylons and supports in like 3 random rows, pretty much. As you can see on the left, it's open water, and on the right, it's open water. Keep swimming to the end. Once we get to the end, this is me just coming up now. As you can see the blocks of the supports of the pier coming down. This is where the support platform is. So again, we can just gradually ascend and make our way onto the platform. As you can see that my buddy's just got in the way, the water level on the platform is good enough to float onto. So, should be good. Now, I hope this has been an interesting video for you guys, and I do hope you have a great dive in Flinders Pier, or a snorkel in Flinders Pier. And always remember the golden rules of scuba diving. When you're ascending, never hold your breath and ascend slowly. Thanks very much, guys.